All right, so good evening to you guys. So it is afternoon over here in the United States. I know it's about 9 p.m. Over in the UK. So we are kicking off our very first training call for you guys. Last week was the business opportunity call that you had more coaches on. And today, Jamie, Jen, and my name is Val Bozzo, we decided that we're going to take the first kickoff call for our training. We're going to try to gear it to be around 30 minutes for you guys, and then leave you with, of course, time to ask questions. And if questions pop up while we're talking and explaining things, please go ahead and feel free to type them in the chat bar. And then at the end, we will go through all of the questions and answer them, okay? But today we are kicking off with how to identify your why, really break that down and explain what that means, how to set realistic goals and expectations for your business, and then kind of how to bring it all together into, a very simplified business plan to really launch and get yourself started, okay? So I'm going to turn it over to Jamie because she's going to kick us off, and then you'll hear from Jen, and then I'll end it up for you guys, okay? So here we go.
All right, guys. So when we were talking about this call, we're trying to figure out what to explain to you guys about whys and stuff like that. And I just wanted to share a story. I thought it would be helpful to share a story because your why in coaching is what's going to keep you on track when times get hard. It's what's going to help you know what to post and to reach your market and all those good things. So I thought it would be helpful to share a story because for a long time, I didn't think that I had a why in coaching. And then I figured it out and it was like, whew, all of a sudden. So I'm going to share that with you guys today just to give you a little insight on maybe how you can start to form your why. So like I said, when I first started coaching, I didn't think I had a why. I thought it was all about losing weight. I saw, everyone just showing their physical transformation. And I'm like, well, I lost 25 pounds. And so that's what I was going on. But I just wasn't clicking with anyone, when the people that I was trying to help, I wasn't really clicking with them beyond the health and fitness sense. And I think it's important to click with them beyond health and fitness. So for a long time, I didn't think I had one. And the story of how I found my why is a little intense, but it's totally, it's kind of incredible, to be honest. So I decided 4 years ago that I needed to get on this cruise thing that Beachbody was having for their coaches. Because Sean T, I think you guys might know who he is. He was going to be on the cruise, and he was my favorite thing in the entire world. So I needed to earn my way on this cruise thing. So the way I did that was, through, points that we get, Success Club points. You'll learn a little bit more about that. I don't want to confuse you at this point. But so I got on this cruise, and I was really nervous to go. I was somebody that always struggled with anxiety, big time, and depression, but anxiety. So to go on a ship in the middle of the ocean with an entire boat full of people that I did not know, only through Facebook. And to be honest, I didn't necessarily feel like I was very connected with the people on Facebook. I felt like I was kind of different from them. And so I was really worried to go. I was just freaking out. So a couple days, but I wanted to go to see Shanti. So a couple days before I go on this cruise, I found out that one of my friends that I worked with at a restaurant had committed suicide. And it was like shock to me because she was always so happy and she was always asking me about Beachbody. She'd see my posts, always, just asking me about my programs. What am I doing now? I look great. And talking to me about it. And so I was just like, wow, she always seems so happy. I can't believe she just killed herself, And then 2 days later we go on this ship, and it was about 4 years ago, and they didn't really have good Wi-Fi on the ship. So I was off Wi-Fi for a whole week with nobody I knew, just kind of thinking, and it was just getting in my head. And so I found myself in the cabin of my ship where there was no windows or anything. So I was hardly ever in there. But for 15 minutes, for some reason, I was in there and decided to turn on the TV. And there was this Beachbody channel that was playing. And there was this coach on there. Her name was Brigitte Linford. And she was talking about how this saved her life, how she had been in the hospital. She had attempted to commit suicide. This had totally helped her depression. And right then and there, I was like, oh, why didn't I ever realize that? Beachbody, the programs, being a part of a challenge group completely changed my life in the sense of I didn't feel depressed anymore when I had been depressed my entire life. I didn't feel as anxious anymore. I was actually smiling and feeling happy, not just smiling because people wanted me to smile. I was feeling happy and actually smiling. And I realized the connection between what we're doing here with Beachbody and health and fitness and anxiety and depression, and how that changed my life. And I don't know why I never put it together before. For an entire year, I thought it had to be about weight. I didn't realize or put the two together that I'm feeling happy because of this. And I definitely didn't realize as a coach that that's what I should, be thinking about. And so I started thinking about it, and I thought, if I had been more vocal about that part of my journey, about that part of my life, maybe my friend would have seen that and joined me and not have decided to take her own life that night. So that meant a lot to me, because that's life and death right there. So when I got back from the trip, I understood my why. It was to share this message with everybody. It was to help them to see that there is another way out of depression and anxiety. That my purpose as a coach was to find everybody that felt the way that I used to feel and invite them to join me, and to help show them that they can change their lives. If they feel there's no way out, if they feel that they're stuck, there is actually another way. This is what worked for me, and it may work for them. So that became my mission as a coach, and my why as a coach, and who I spoke to in my posts. When I'm speaking, I speak a lot about depression and anxiety. In addition to that, that was like my coaching why. And then it was also, I wanted to leave my job. I worked hard. I was a hard worker, and I got taken advantage of for that purpose. There were other people that would show up to work and not do anything. And I would do everything because I'm a hard worker. It's just in my blood. But we would be paid the same. And the bosses would put a lot on me. And I felt taken advantage of. I felt run down. I felt tired, and I didn't want to be there anymore. So that, paired with the why of wanting to help people who felt the way that I felt, who may think that the only way out was to take their own life, together became my why and my purpose as a coach. Was that? I didn't want to go over. Yeah. Okay.
That's awesome. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about, so Jamie just talked about how she discovered her why and how coaching was going to come into play with that. And my story is a little bit different, because I actually, Val right here above, well, I don't know where she is, where you guys are, she's above me on my screen. Val is actually my coach, and I started to follow her on Facebook, and I was at a place in life. I was a full-time teacher in elementary school. You guys say primary school. And I loved teaching. I did not become a coach like with the intention of quitting my job because I hated it or anything like that. I really liked my job. But my husband wanted to go back to school to get his master's degree. Val's probably laughing because she probably remembers the countless conversations we had about this. And so I was like, okay, so you're telling me, like, if I work out, invite other people, like share my results, my story, that I can like potentially make an income. And like, I was like, so what are we talking about here? Like, be honest, like, what's the catch? And I kept waiting for the catch. I took forever to sign up. But I finally did it because my why was, if I can make this work and my husband can go to get his master's degree and not have to work full time, that gives us more time together. It's something I can do alongside my teaching job. Teachers in the US get paid like nothing, by the way. I should have started with that, like next to nothing. You could work at a fast food restaurant and easily make more than a teacher in the US, especially a teacher in the southern states of the US. So I'm just throwing that out there. So I decided to do that, and then it just kept growing. And then it kind of turned into, wow, if I want to stay home with my future kids, I could do that. So my why was really just choices. I just wanted to have choices and opportunity. I like the ball in my court. I don't like having to follow the crowd, I guess. I don't like to be told this is where you have to be, or you're fired. I'm like, oh, not really, because I'm my own boss. But thanks. So that's kind of my why. I just like to be in control. I'm a control freak, and I like to be in control of my situation, and I enjoy that. And coaching has given that to me, and that's what I want to bring to other people, other young people who want to start families, maybe want to go to graduate school, those types of things. That's what I wanted to build my business for. So I kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit about how to turn your why into your goal. So Jamie and I have two like completely different stories there. So it doesn't matter. Like, your story may be like a really deep why, or it may be something like me that's more on the more shallow side, and that's okay. Whatever motivates you to get started. So then you're going to set goals. So if you're on this call, listening, I'm totally going to assume that you guys are drawn to this business because you want to be successful, right? Or you wouldn't be here. So if it's something that you want, then we're going to give you the tools to make that happen. So your first goals for your business, like where I would start right now, we're a few months out, start like breadcrumbing or dropping hints on your social media. Start doing that and start talking about people who could be your potential customers. I would say make a list of people that you know. You don't have to message them or reach out to them. We can get to that later, but start making mental lists or put it on paper of who you think might be great at this. Who could possibly be a coach to join your team, who could possibly be a customer on your team, and start setting those goals. I would get a planner or a calendar and go ahead. So it's August now. We all know how fast time goes. Like October is going to be here in the blink of an eye, and start kind of planning out what your goals are, what you want to achieve. Like, is this going to be a hobby for you, or is this going to be all in, I want to make this super successful for you? Or is this going to be like something you dabble in? Go ahead and start asking yourself these questions so that you know when the time comes what you want, and so that you can talk with your coach about it and we can game plan for success. So typically as a coach, like for me right now, it's August 2nd. This is everyone starts over like at 0 every month, just so you guys know, and it will work the same way for you. All of our goals refresh monthly. Success Club is always a goal that we aim to hit, and that's going to be something you guys have too when your business is launched. So I just kind of want to put this out there now. We aim to help 3 to 5 people in our challenge groups each month. Now, there is no penalty for not. That's a great thing about Beachbody. There's no like penalties. Other companies have penalties. We don't. But that's our benchmark, because what happens is you have 3 people, you help them get fantastic results, then they have their stories to share, and then they have their stories to share, and that's the compound effect that we're kind of going for here. So, you know, just keep these things in mind and start to game plan. Like, you might already know, okay, my 3 people my first month are going to be, you know, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. Do you guys say so-and-so? I don't even know. Oh, so hard. Okay, so anyways, you want to kind of game plan how you're going to do that and what your goals are. So my suggestion for you is be thinking about that why, and start to turn it into a goal and start to attach dates to those goals. So if you're going to sign up as a coach in October and you're all in, go ahead and say, I am going to hit my Success Club goal in October. I'm going to communicate that with my coach who invited me here, and we're going to game plan how I can go ahead and start setting myself up for success, because you absolutely don't have to wait till October to start building your network and talking to people. So that's kind of where you guys are now. You're in this, I wouldn't say awkward, but kind of like that awkward teenage stage, you know, like you're a kid and then you're a grown up, but then you have these awkward teenage years where you just like, you're just kind of there. That's where you guys are right now. And that's okay. We're going to get there. So on October, you're ready to go. So that's just a little bit, I see a lot of chats going on. So let me make sure I answer a few questions before I toss it to Val. All right, let's see. Oh, look at all this all in. Yes. Oh, they do say so-and-so. See, I learned something today. Thanks, guys. Like in starting blocks. Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, so you guys get what I'm saying. So go ahead and just think about your goals. And I am going to encourage you to reach out to your coach. You can message your upline coach, whoever it is that invited you here. Talk to them about, maybe if you're confused, ask them what your goals should be, and talk to them about your short-term goals and long-term goals. Ask them what theirs were. This group that we're in too, guys, this Beachbody is headed to the UK. Feel free to create those discussions in there, because we are all checking in there daily, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Like, what sets our team apart is this big united team front. So if you're struggling with your why or setting your goals, we can do that. Another goal I would set for myself is go ahead and say, you know, this month I'm going to start sharing this on social media, and we can start to talk about how you want to do that, and your coach can help you kind of game plan that out too. So it's all about attaching what you're passionate about to goals, and your why kind of becomes your motivation for moving forward in the business. So I hope that wasn't too fast. I talk fast, and I know this. It's a struggle of my life. I'm going to toss it to Val, and she's going to kind of talk a little bit more about goals and business planning. So, you know, there's your little blurb on moving your why to goals.
Perfect. Yeah, and then I saw a few of you talking and asking about should be setting short-term and long-term goals. So I'll just kind of touch on that. Absolutely, long-term goals too. This is going to kind of tie into, I'm going to give you kind of the behind the scenes of my why and what motivated me to go all in as a coach too. So I'll talk about my long-term goals that I set that kept me going. Okay, but first of all, I am the mom of us three chatting with you today. I am married. I have two girls. One is 7. One is 10, and then we have another one on the way. I'm 31 weeks pregnant right now. So if you're pregnant, if you're maybe a new mom, guys, you can build this no matter where you're at in life, because I've been building my business very successful for 4 years now, and especially this has been a complete transition over the last 7 months of being pregnant too, okay? So when I first found out about Beachbody and coaching opportunity, I was like, I don't really know what a why is. I don't understand what any of this stuff means. I kind of felt dopey because I didn't get it until all of a sudden, one call kind of like this, it struck a chord with everything. And I heard these 3 little words that said, why not you? You know, why not you? Why not set these goals? Why not go all in with a business that right now you might not have really any idea of what the potential is? But we're going to teach you as your coaches of long-term success, and by setting these short-term goals and making these very simple business plans along the way, you're going to be able to achieve these crazy cool goals, okay? So for me, I had started this because I was like, I needed to, attach that fitness to the business. I needed to lose about 15 to 20 pounds for my own mental mental self, my own image, my own just to feel better. But I also needed to earn money. And at the time, my husband and I were realizing that we were in complete financial stress, about over $100,000 in debt. And that was not even our house payment or anything, you guys. So we were like struggling big time. And so I thought, okay, if I can just kind of short-term goals, if I can earn about $200 to $300 American money a month, then that would help with like our food costs, because my kids were getting older, so they were actually like eating normal meals by this time. And I was like, man, grocery bills are really expensive, and cost of living was expensive and all that. So that was like my short-term monetary goals. But then as I started to set my why, I was like, wait, my why is so much bigger. My why is to get out of this crazy debt. I knew it wasn't going to happen in a month, but I knew that it could happen over time. So I set myself up with like a 2-year plan. Get out of debt. My husband was military, so he was gone. I don't know if any of you are military spouses or have friends or family who go through it, but deployments are very, very difficult. And my husband was gone for 7 to 8 months at a time, home sometimes for just a few weeks and then back out again. So we lived this for 13 years. So, I just wanted to have my husband for longer than, a couple of weeks at a time. So I set this long-term goal of a 3-year goal of being able to allow him the choice of retiring from the military early, to be able to be at home with us, right? So that was another like long-term. And we always say, set these hairy, scary goals is what we call them. The things that sometimes you're going to laugh at if you're even thinking about them maybe possibly happening. But I promise you, then when we break them down, you can actually achieve them, with these consistent steps and this work ethic that we teach our team. So we did that. And then another goal that I set, which is kind of silly, but I said I want to be able to take my kids to Disney World whenever I want to. We're actually going to Disney World in December. So, it's just these things. But I did not want to have to tell my kids that we can't afford things, or that if they want to take violin lessons or ice skating lessons or be on the traveling soccer team, that I was going to have to say no to them if we didn't do something 4 years ago to start to chisel our way out of our financial burdens. And now, 4 years in, my kids, like my youngest daughter is on the traveling soccer team, or I think you guys call it football, right? So it's football for you guys. And what's kind of like this full circle moment, she was actually, this is off topic, but last weekend, she was in a tournament. She was selected to be in this tournament where some amazing football players from the UK, they actually came over and they taught her some soccer stuff, so football stuff. So anyways, I thought that was really, really cool. But we just have had this full circle moment, and it's just honestly been by how Jamie started out talking about your why has to give you a feeling that is going to make you stick with this when the going gets tough, because let's be real, none of us know how to build a business when we start. I am not Miss Professional Pants. I am a mom. My kids are upstairs. We just baked some cookies because they're still off of school. School starts next week. We went swimming outside this morning. You know, I'm a mom first and foremost, and that's always going to be my number one job. And Beachbody has allowed me to provide for them, and now allows my husband to be out of the military and at home with us too. So it's just worked for us. But I knew that I had to have that why where when the going gets tough, I'm not going to quit, because it's for myself, for them, for the growth of our family, because we don't want to just kind of just live on that flat line. We want to have opportunities, okay? So for me, that's where we're at, and now providing for our third little girl when this is a whole new experience. My husband was never really around for our other two because he was deployed or, you know, kind of in and out. And I was like basically a single mom raising our two little girls, you know, until now, until last year. And now he gets to be here present for the whole thing. So it's just a whole new experience that we're really, really enjoying. All right, thank you guys. I see some of you saying great story and everything. Yeah, so, and you know what? You have a story. Every single person on this planet, you have a story. So, you know, just get in tune with it. You're going to be able to inspire. You're going to be able to help. You're going to motivate other people just by talking about your own story over and over. And typically, your story and your why is going to have a struggle. That's going to be really, really hard to share, because especially the debt part of it, we got really good at hiding that from our friends and family. And, you know, it's embarrassing. It was really embarrassing to us. But so talking about it, that was a big, big struggle for us. But now it's just become part of our message to help other people see that you can get out of that, right? All right, cool. So now I will move on and kind of talk about what now we do, because, and then Jen just, you know, kind of set the benchmarks. Beachbody, with your business, you'll have these benchmarks of Success Club and recruiting a few coaches to your team every month as a coach. That's just what we do. But most of it is done through social media. A lot of us we'll say like fit clubs, or, you know, teach Insanity, Turbo Fire, Quarter Force. I know a lot of you guys are certified, right? So gym, fitness instructors and stuff. So your market will be, a lot of your market will probably be from face-to-face in classes and gyms and everything. So it's just connecting with people, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you know, any kind of social media platform, or in your gym settings or your fit club settings, okay? So I take it to this next level, and I'm going to actually do a quick screen share here so you guys can see just what I have up in my team page as kind of a what we do here as coaches, okay? So this is like the banner in my group team page, our monthly success plan right here. Week 1, so every month is a clean slate. So we just started August. Week 1, we promote our challenge group. Our challenge groups are our bread and butter. As Jen mentioned, you know, we help people with the challenge packs, with their Shakeology or their performance line. Now we have our kids line of a Daily Sunshine is what it's called, their nutrition drink, and then our workout programs, right? So we get people involved in our challenge groups, and the work doesn't start when they hit purchase. The work starts when they go into the challenge groups, and we get to help them get their results, okay? So we promote, I do my business 99% through Facebook and Instagram, okay? So week 1, promoting challenge groups. Week 2, I'm preparing for my challenge groups. I'm teaching this to my team, so you guys will more than likely take on the same type of routine. We're inviting 14 days before. We're talking about it through social media. We're getting people involved. And then the third week, we're building our tribe is what we call it. So the first 2 weeks of every month, I am planning for my challenge groups. I'm inviting people to my challenge groups, getting them all set up. The third Monday of every month, my challenge groups kick off. And then that third Monday, I switch and I start talking about my team. And I'm start talking about, turning fitness to a business, building my business from my kitchen table as a mom with my kids, kind of next to me. I get my marketing plan down, which is, again, not hard. I'm very, very I'm very sporadic, we'll say. So this helps me know, okay, oh crud, on Monday, the third week of every month, I need to start doing posts on social media that's talking more about business-related things versus the fitness-related things, okay? And then the fourth week, I'm still talking about joining my team and such, but I'm also running a free group, which is anything from, I've done gardening groups. I have done fitness and clean eating and crock pot groups. I have done budgeting groups to teach people how to really manage their money, since that's part of my brand and who I am. I have done lunchbox groups for moms and just these, whatever it's about you. Like what you like is what a free group is all about, just to build trust with people, okay? And then it's a wash, rinse, repeat every single month, and I've been doing this for 4 years, okay? And it does not get old. So that's my monthly success plan. My weekly success plan that I teach my team is, all right, on Mondays, we have a national wake-up call that is Beachbody-wide. You guys will be invited to it. And actually, you can start popping on now. You don't have to be a coach. Anybody can have the number. So if that's anything you're interested in, ask your coach who you're working with, and we'll get you that login number. Tuesdays, I teach my team to check in with all of their own coaches and customers. Wednesdays, you guys can see, I'm not going to go through everything, but you can see how we have it lined out for our whole team. So you're not going to be out in left field, okay? And then our weekly social media posts. So some ideas that I give my new coaches. We share progress pictures. We can share your customer's progress or someone else's. Talk about Shakeology and how it helps you. Your workouts. Make some short videos. Do iMovies. Just make it fun and clean. Things that you like to see on social media is what your followers are going to want to see from you. When your next challenge group is, how you're inviting others, coaching, and how it has helped you from the first step that you take to sign up all the way through, your first year, second year, all the way through, okay? There is different levels of success, and every step matters. And then objections that people are giving you. So, what are your holdups? What questions did you have whenever you were going through, is this for me? Is this not going to be for me? Talk about it publicly. That is like key. That's where a lot of my customers and coaches come from, because they see my social media posts and they're like, wait, I didn't think I could do it because I'm not a mom. So I didn't think that I would be able to do this business, or something like that. So I just talk about it. This is for anyone, and all those different types of objections that you could get. And then last but not least, our daily success plan. Really, it goes to as simple as this. This is what I have done for 4 years to grow a very successful business. And these are all minimum numbers, okay? Add 3 new friends on Facebook. So that means going to, your people you may know list and clicking add friends to 3 people who you feel like you would connect with. Maybe looks like you, a mom or, a teacher or someone. You just click add friend. Connect with 3 people. Hey, how are you doing? I really love the sunglasses you have on in your profile picture. Where did you get them from? Something just like that someone will respond to you. Invite 3 people to your challenge group. Hey, I saw you liked my post that I did about my fitness group starting next week. Can I send you some information? That's what I send to people. And then I will message people who, again, like and comment on my posts. Recognize the success of 3 people. That can be anyone. It could be someone who maybe has inspired you. It could be a challenger. It could be a coach. It could be anyone. I just do make it a point to go to 3 people's pages and show them some love every single day. And then drink your shake, use the product, do your workouts, personal development, which I know we talked a lot about on our call last week, but that is minimum of 10 minutes of personal development a day. My recommendation for you guys to start with is a book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. That book changed my life. That was my first book that I read as a coach, and that's what gave me the goosebumps, helped me figure out my why, and like took me 4 years later, here I am. Okay, so that's my recommendation to start with. Pick up that book, go on Amazon, have it sent to you, and then post on social media no less than 3 times a day. I typically do 3 to 5 times a day. Okay, don't overthink. Just get out there and be genuine. And most of these things are things that you guys can be doing now. Okay. Because you don't have this will build your business. You're going to have a platform. You're going to have people coming to you, telling you that you're inspiring them, asking questions. So that's when you're going to get your list. And guys, my list is literally a notebook. Like this is my tracking system with my notebook. Okay. So don't think that it has to be all professional and stuff, but that's it. That's how I run my business. I work, my first 6 months to a year, I really only worked maybe 1 to 2 hours a day. Like it's as simple as these steps and just doing it repetitively and hitting those benchmarks that you're setting for yourself. And now I see Jen's raising her hand. The teacher's raising her hand. And now, I mean, honestly, I work about 30 to 35 hours a week. Like, and it's amazing. Now 4 years in, because I have a big team and I love to work with them. Jen.
Oh, I just wanted to answer. I don't want to say your name wrong. Okay, someone asked a question. I'm sorry. I just don't want to say it wrong because, I mean, my name's Jen, so people don't usually mess it up. But I would be like upset if someone messed it up. Okay. Anyways, question said, my friends and family don't seem that bothered about joining my free challenge group I've set up to reach out to others. So I've been sharing bits on Instagram and my Facebook page. I've not heard much of a response about the free group. I'm worried about how I will attract people to the paid groups if I'm struggling now with freebies. So let me just preface by saying, like, it'll take a little bit of time to build up, especially since this is completely new for you guys. Like, no one in the UK has ever done like Beachbody groups before. So don't be discouraged by that. It's going to take consistency over time to kind of build that up. And that's kind of the beauty of it. You guys are getting like all of this training to kind of start building that consistency. So it's actually pretty normal for people not to be jumping up with interest, I feel like, for that, because it is probably a little, I was going to say foreign, but it is foreign. It's a little foreign to them. So don't be discouraged by that. My advice would just be to start posting consistently, like sharing your story. If you guys haven't gotten the free trial of On Demand, that's definitely something you could do. So you can start like sharing the workouts and what you're doing. And it takes like talking about it consistently over time. So I would say after about 2 weeks of talking about it every day, that's usually when you would start to get some interest. Jamie and Val, feel free to pop in on that. That's just kind of my viewpoint. It's definitely not going to be one of those things where if you post like once or twice, that I think a lot of people will flock to you simply because there's no like background information on it. So I think just kind of starting to talk about that. You're welcome. I hope, was that a good answer? Okay. Is your name Nicola? That's what I want to say. It's not. Is it
Nicola?
It's what? Nicola? Okay.
My best friend in high school, her name was Nicola, and she was from England. So that's how I know.
I think
everything
Nicola,
out in the South, like bad. So I'm going to drag out all of your names. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. Okay, good. I'm glad that answered your question. And I think running something free like that is great right now. And if you guys need resources for that, we have all of that. We'll be happy to share. Setting up a free group on Facebook. Now, maybe you guys can answer in the chat. I feel like you guys from the UK are way more active on Instagram than Facebook. Is this true, or is this just me? Like, just from what I've observed, that's kind of like what I've noticed. Both, yes, 50-50, Instagram, both. Okay, so, okay, cool. I'm just curious because it just seems, so you could definitely create a group on Facebook and then promote it on Instagram as well. So don't feel like you're stuck with one or the other. So, oh, interesting. Okay, I'm interested because
I love this. This is cool.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so I hope that helps you. And if you guys, like I said, need resources, if you want to start doing free groups or something, like just let your coach know, and we'll be happy to help you get that started.
Oh,
there was a question.
You guys need to take that question because I read it earlier.
Yeah,
Okay, so if you have the same friends as your coach, I think that's completely okay. So as long as you're sharing your story publicly on your page and you're adding new people to your network, if you're not the same person as your coach, so like you guys are going to be different and you're going to attract different people to you. That's why we say to be genuine and to be you, because different people are. And Jen, you always use this. The way I speak is different than Jen. She always uses this as an example. But different people are going to be attracted to Jen than they are to me and Val. So actually, her name isn't Melanie; it's Val. She's just under Melanie's thing. So it just says that. But yeah, so just as long as you're true to you and you're going to have different, likes than your coach and different things that make you unique, and you're going to attract certain people and she's going to attract certain people. And you might have a handful of people that maybe have to decide between the two of you, but that's just a small amount compared to who you're actually going to reach in the overall picture. Do you guys agree with that?
100%. Yep.
Yeah, and I typed in there, and just in case you guys didn't read it, me and Val, like literally, we live about 10 minutes from each other in the same city in Mississippi. I don't know if you guys are familiar with where Mississippi is on the map, but like we're not exactly a hot topic around America. So we both live in a really small town in a really rural, small state, and I don't think, maybe we've had like one or two people we crossed paths with in the past 2.5 years. And we both attract completely different people. So, and if we do run into it, we're very good about communicating. Like I'll say, yo, Val, saw you were friends with this person. If she's one of your clients. And if she says yes, then I will tell them, hey, go work with Val. And if she says no, then I'll work with them, So don't stress about that too much. Just like Jamie said, like, hey, we don't attract the same people.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, was this helpful for you guys? So we are wrapping it up. And I hope that you took some good nuggets from this. Loved it. Yes, perfect. Good. I'm so glad. So this will be every Wednesday. Different topic about, business and how we've grown, different speakers and all of that. All right. We can't wait to come to London too. This is going to be so exciting. We'll be in Birmingham in a few weeks, London in October, and you guys are going to be amazing coaches. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we are going to log off, and we will see you next Wednesday. If you have any questions, contact your coach, post in the group. We're here to help you guys. Okay? See you later.
Bye.